All right. Pretend like I'm excited. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rosquilla Reviews. I'm Rosquilla, this is Gagano, and this is the first of several episodes of hopefully a continuous series. Rosquilla Reviews, movies / franchises, I guess. Mainly, it's going to be movies in general. Yeah. So we're going to do...
We're not watching all the seasons of Ninjago, you sick bastards.
We are starting off with the original 5 Pink Panther films.
Correct.
Starring Peter Sellers.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so yeah, these will be the first... Well, according to the... I don't know, it came out in like 2004, like a little... Pink Panther said it came with 6 discs.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sending the snap. But anyways, yeah, it basically came with Pink Panther, A Shot in the Dark, Revenge, and I don't remember the others offhand.
I think what I'm going to do is we'll list in the comment section the movies for that franchise we're doing.
Okay, because now I know that these aren't just conveniently after... at this point, we've only watched the first Pink Panther, and we have not watched A Shot in the Dark, which would be next.
Correct.
Yes, Ryan.
Yes, very good.
Very good, Ryan.
So we're going to be watching, or we've watched the Pink Panther. Next, we're watching A Shot in the Dark, and we're just going to keep going down the series until we're done with the first 5. Mm-hmm. And then, hopefully, we'll move into other movies and whatnot. There's probably going to be a gap in between like one set of films to the next, just simply to give us a little time in between, sitting down and binge watching, because that's how we're kind of doing this, is binge watching a series and then we'll review on each video. Okay, so now that we're back on topic, we are on the Pink Panther original release date 1963. We're going to be Yes, we're going to be rating it out of 10 on 3 different topics. So there's actor's performance, film plot, and enjoyableness. And the enjoyableness is our personal preference.
That's 4.
Yes. So things to remember, this is our own opinions. We're not using whatever, Rotten Tomatoes, yada yada. This is what we generally think. Genuinely think, not generally think. We generally think.
I'm a little biased since I've seen these before.
He's seen them, I haven't. This is my first time watching this series.
All right.
So, let's start. Let's talk about the actor's performance.
Okay.
How well do you think they did? I think Peter Sellers, who plays
Inspector Clouseau,
yes, in the films, does a really good job in this movie.
Well, I'd assume it's his... Well, I don't know if it's his first gig or not. But go on, I guess.
Basically, what I'm going to say is, I think for the time period, for it being the 60s, and there being not as much information, and there's not a whole lot of different acting school or all these different things that people can do.
Well, Justin, back then, I don't mean to cut you off. I kind of feel like it should be noted that this was probably back in the time, Gunsmoke was out, just trying to get back into color and stuff. There are rules and stuff about these things.
Right.
On shows, for example, parents can't be seen recorded on a TV show sleeping in the same bed, which, if you watch a lot of older shows, trying to wonder why the husband and wife are in separate beds.
Even in cartoons, the Flintstones, but they actually were the first couple ever to be shown in bed together. Did you know that? Anyway, so basically, I'm just going to say, for the rules that they have to follow for the time it was, I would say it's pretty good. I'm going to base all my opinions off of what I know today. And I don't think I think it could have been better. But they were still good for the time period.
Yeah, the actors Is that your closing thing with the actors?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, and I'm sorry. We should have probably said some of the actors. Also, poster here. No, here, not there. Here. Pushes me off. Anyways, like Peter Stellar, David Nevlin, Cappuccini. How'd you pronounce that?
Capucine,
Claudia Cardinate, Robert Wagner. And
Fran Jeffries, James Lempier.
We're just looking online.
Yeah, we have the list up here. We'll have a link probably to like the film that we're reviewing, so you guys can go and check out the actors and like the Wikipedia or the IBDM. Is it IBDM? Well, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's here. IMDb. That's what it's called.
Yes, right.
Anyway, we'll have something linked so you guys can go look at it and do your own research. So what are your opinions? Kind of sum up what your opinions are on the actors.
I was getting to that. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Man, you're very muscular today.
Thank you.
And tall.
Always tall.
I'm just slouching. But, yeah, I honestly feel like, I mean, like, sure, I don't know, like, how long the Pink Panther has been for, say, like, an idea in the mind. Like, when the first Pink Panther was created for, like, all these different kind of, like, thoughts or ideas and stuff. I feel, yes, the actors were doing good for what they had, but yet I kind of feel like they were kind of all over the place. I'm like, sure, I know Peter, Inspector Clouseau, Peter Stellar would, you know, I mean, like, it's his first time playing the character, as far as we know.
Right.
And he's trying...
He's getting into the character.
He's getting into the character, and so is everyone else there. I kind of feel like, which we'll go over into plot eventually, which, spoilers, I'm not sure. If you're watching this, you probably have seen it, or at least curious about the Pink Panther.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I recommend go watch it for yourself and make your own unbiased opinions. Don't take it out on us, please. Yeah. Again, everyone has their own taste in films and whatnot. So what would you rate...
Actually, you first, since you went
Okay,
first.
you want me to rate... Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'd at least think a 3 out of 10.
No.
No?
No. Here's the thing, okay?
Now, these are actors, not the plot.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that the actors could have been better.
That's their first.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Okay. I think the plot is, in my opinion, is worse, and we'll get into that, than the actors. I think the actors did a good job. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. How about you?
I think I'll give it. I mean, like, I'm a little bit more. I'm a bit more blind when it comes to things. I'm a lot more nicer. I'll say a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I mean, like, they're trying. I mean, like, there were some good moments.
I think
with Princess. The princess's line comes to mind when I think of, like, good acting and stuff. It's just like, oh, if I was my father, I'd have you hung or something. And then Sir Charles is just like, well, if you were your father, I wouldn't be kissing you. I'd be like, you know, it's just like,
that was good.
That was some good. That was the only time you were laughing.
Yeah.
You're like, ah, 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 and I was like, what are you doing? This is like.
I don't really laugh like that, but okay.
Ha. Brave, but
anyway, it wasn't as funny. It was a lot of physical humor.
Yeah, a lot of like that Charlie Chaplin kind of like, oh no, he slipped on
the banana peel. Very.
Oh,
funny.
There's a wine cork in his bed.
So without getting too off topic, let's talk a little bit about the film plot.
Okay.
I started on an actor, so why don't you go ahead and discuss a little bit of your opinions on the plot of the film, and then we can move into what I think.
Before I'm just gonna like lay it down a bit about. Okay, so basically, there is this Pink Panther diamond that when you look inside at a certain kind of light, you see a panther, and then the screen goes in, and suddenly the white gem is all pink, and then the panther is smoking, and it's like.
Yes, but anyways, there's the intro.
So basically,
most films have them. Sorry.
Narration. No, but yeah, the usually at the princess's parties that she's had recently with she's been having how do I say it? She's been having break-ins of guests losing their jewelry and stuff, and Inspector Clouseau was assigned to all of them, trying to figure out who the what was it called? It was the culprit behind it, and I guess technically we don't really have to worry about spoilers since this plot line goes into the rest of the Pink Panther when we eventually find out that. And
I think we should focus on.
Well, I'm trying to give it
the film.
I'm trying to give it basic. I'm giving it
instead of going into other films.
No. I'm just giving a basic plot line for this film.
Yes.
And then when we eventually, anyways,
there's the princess. Her gems are stolen. Inspector Clouseau goes and tries to figure out who stole them.
Well, thanks for sugarcoating it for me, but
I'm trying to simplify it so we don't have a half hour of you explaining the movie.
We're living
anyway, it's a action or it's a comedy crime.
Yeah.
So, but what were your actual opinions on it instead of explaining the plot?
No, what I want to do is I just want to explain the plot and then go into what I thought of it.
We don't need to explain the entire thing though. That's for you guys to go and watch the movie and make your own opinions.
Yeah. So basically, the plot was pretty unique for that time and stuff. Like usually, you'd have your this was the 1960s, so you had your what came out in the 1960s?
I don't know. The Pink Panther. That came out.
No, but
and Shot in the Dark. From my research. Well, from my research. I looked up to see when the film came out.
Well, I guess because...
it literally came out a year after the Pink Panther. Anyway.
A little off topic, but we almost started watching the third Pink Panther on accident because I'm like, wait a second, it's already this soon? Whatever happened to... And I can't really say it because that's for the next film. But anyways, we almost watched the third one before the second one, and he would have been very confused. Anyways, I kind of feel like, sure, the plot was nice, but I think he'll go into it a lot more than I will.
Yes.
I kind of feel like the B, C, and D plots were all over the place. I'll leave it to him to talk about, but I'll just sugarcoat my side and say they could have simplified a few things so we wouldn't have to deal with certain things, which I will say it will get better as the series goes on. It's number one. It's not like Tumors where it gets worse and worse.
With every film, you're going to experience change and growth and sometimes failure. There's a lot of film franchises as they grow and continue, they some fail and some succeed. And so,
when was the last time you plugged in your laptop?
Last night.
It is last night. But yes, you may go. Yeah.
So I'll go into a little bit. Okay. So here's my opinion on the plot.
I hate it.
It's not great. The main plot itself is fine. I understand what they're trying to do, trying to solve the gem crime, and who stole this? Yada yada yada. But there's too many side plots. His leg hurts. Oh, he's in love with her. She's in love with him. There's 3 hours of dancing in the film that probably doesn't need to be there.
Look, I found fireworks.
I think in all honesty, it would be a better movie if they had went simpler with the film. I think they were really trying to go all out, trying to do more and more and more, where sometimes less is more. There's a lot of good films out there that are an hour and a half, hour 20 some minutes or whatever that are some really great films. But
Land Before Time.
Yes, but they're focusing on a main plot. Now, the comedy, it's dry humor comedy. So if you really enjoy that, I recommend checking out the Pink Panther. I'm personally not a fan of dry humor. I like that's not true. I like some dry humor. Jonathan Winters is a good example of some dry winter.
Dry winter.
Dry humor that I enjoy.
I swear we ain't. Would you say it's like family? Like a?
It's not really. I don't think it's good for sitting down with your your husband or your wife and your kids or yada yada.
Mostly for the kids.
Mostly for the kids. I feel like if it was you and like another adult, let's just say, just you and one other person, it might be easier. But your kids aren't going to sit there and watch this film. It doesn't grab your attention. It doesn't hold your attention. I caught myself a lot on my cell phone while it was on, and not that I was still watching the movie, but it wasn't like, oh, there's like
attention grabbing.
Yeah, there wasn't that.
It was that like B and C plots.
Exactly,
like
that bunch of that stuff just wasn't necessary.
Yeah, so
I think I'm gonna give it a rating. I think for movie plots and what I know is to come, and what I've seen in the past, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it was a good plot. I mean, the main plot was good, but it was too messy.
I'm going to be biased against you again and say 6. I mean, like I said, I'm a bit more biased. I understand what's going on in the time. I mean, like, I know the Pink Panther history.
He's actually 93. And so he's like, he was there when the movies were released.
No, I mean, like I said, I had that disc DVD, and my parents would watch it in the background with us. I mean, like, of course, I can't wait for the next film.
So you gave it a 6 out of 10. So there's one more thing that we have to discuss, and that is overall enjoyability of the film.
6.
Giving it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 4. I think if I were to have watched it alone, maybe not that I because I did watch it with him. Not that I don't like watching movies like with other people, but for me, I like watching films alone, especially when it's my first time. But I think if they focused on the main plot, and if they because there were some really funny moments with like the actual script, not just physical stuff. If they really had went more into that, I think it would have been a really, really good film. But for me, and it's just not my type of film, not my type of comedy, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
And the same thing's with me. I'm just biased.
Yes.
And I'm neutral.
Yeah.
And Pink Panther makes me laugh. but as I keep saying,
he's got a granddad humor.
Granddad.
Hello there, Grandpappy.
Granddad.
Why would you doing the Flintstones there for a second? Anyway, okay. If you guys have your own opinions on the film, let us know down below. If you have other films you'd like us to see or review, put them down below because we will take them into consideration.
I think... No, one of our ideas got blown away. I think... No, it's because you ate all the wings and the camera wasn't recording.
Anyway, by the way, a lot of you may not know, but this is Gagano, so he is the editor of the Pakistan videos.
How do they not know?
Well, if they haven't seen it,
Part 2 has a scene where I'm coming up the stairs like, where's my part?
No, I'm talking about if they haven't seen part 1, part 2, if they're just seeing this, they don't know who you are.
Oh, if you have watched Rosquilla in the past, I am the original Ryan.
He is the original Ryan.
Let's go!
The Ryan. Anyway, speaking of that, go check out my Twitch and Discord and YouTube channels. All linked below, besides this one, obviously. You have anything you'd like to say to the people before we go and watch the next Pink Panther film?
Where are you, Garrett?
Where are you, Garrett? Until next time, have yourselves a good night, good month, good year, good weekend, good whatever it is. Bye.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna wave. They're gonna see me next time.
Bye.